I'm back again with another video, and today we are going to be making a deep dish pizza in honor of National Pie Day. So to make this deep dish pizza, we are going to get started on the dough, which you can find this recipe down below. We are going to use bread flour, cornmeal, sugar, salt, and active dry yeast. With the active dry yeast, the recipe does say 0.25 ounces. That is the same thing as 1/4 ounce of active dry yeast. Sorry, I said nutritional dry yeast. So now you're going to give all of this a mix until everything is well combined. Then we're going to go in and add our water and our butter. I'm using Earth Balance butter for this. Now what you're waiting on is to get your dough a little bit tacky. Then you'll go on ahead and add a tablespoon and a half of oil. That's going to help your dough to stick together and kind of come off of the sides of your bowl, and that's what you want. And once you see that starting to happen, you can go on ahead and stop your mixer and you can begin to mix everything by hand, which is exactly what I started to do right here. Once you have everything well mixed by hand, then you're going to want to go on ahead, put it back into your bowl, add a little bit of oil, give it another mix, a whisk around the bowl so that nothing sticks to the edges, and cover it. You can cover it with a bowl and then leave it there for about an hour and a half. Now we are on to our toppings. So for this pizza we are doing baby bella mushrooms, field roast, Mexican style sausage, sweet Vidalia onions, and vegan mozzarella, also, as well as a regular just plain marinara sauce, store made, just in a jar, whatever kind of marinara sauce you prefer. And then we are going to move on to our dough. So I skipped time and I went on ahead and I rolled my dough out and I put it in the pan already. Just make sure that your dough is nicely greased on the bottom. And that is it. You are ready to go. So I wanted to give you guys a bit of a close-up on what the dough looks like. You see it does have some specks and texture. That is from the cornmeal, so don't worry about that. Now I started off laying the mushrooms, and then my wonderful husband told me that I should put sauce down first. So now you see me removing the mushrooms and then adding a little bit of sauce to the bottom. And with his instruction, might I add, just a tiny bit of sauce to the bottom of the pan and smearing that in, because it's apparently the way that Chicago pizzas are done. Even though my husband is not from Chicago, apparently he knows how they do it there. So I had to listen to him. Can you guys comment down below if that's how they really do it in Chicago, if I have any subscribers or viewers that are from the Chicago area. So now that we have the sauce at the bottom, now we can go on ahead and place the mushrooms down. I'm just trying to get the mushrooms all over. I also wanted to add that I did not use all of my mushrooms and all of my Vidalia onion. I probably used about 4 mushrooms out of that pack, and I used about a half of that Vidalia onion. So I did not use all of it in order to make this pizza. So it really does stretch your value in the things that you get to, the food that you get to prepare. You can use it for 2 meals. So now I have extra mushrooms and extra onion to use for another meal for dinner. So I also wanted to get to you guys about the cheese for this. Not the cheese, the sausage. Sorry, I skipped over it. I went straight on. So now we're going to move into the sausage. So this is field roast sausage. It is their Mexican style sausage. A review on it real quick. It was very good, but very spicy. So it was flavorful, but it was definitely on the spice factor. In terms of the texture, If you've had field roast products before, you kind of know that they're kind of like a one style texture family. So their texture is a slightly spot on. It can use a little bit of improvement, but in terms of the texture of sausage, they definitely have it. So that's my little bit of a review on them as far as they go. And now we are going to get into a review on the cheese. So this is the cheese from Earth Grown. It is Earth Grown vegan cheese, and this is their mozzarella shreds. This cheese was $3.79. It is gluten-free, and I really enjoy this cheese. It's not like Daiya cheese where it's very, very heavy or tacky. Their mozzarella cheese is very tacky to me, but one thing I can say is that I do not use a lot of the cheese. I use a tiny spread of it like you see here, and it really goes a long way. So a review on them is I love their vegan cheese. Earth Grown has done a great job with that. I hope they come out with other flavors, or if they have other flavors, maybe they just don't carry them in my Aldi. But you can definitely find any Earth Grown products in Aldi because it is an Aldi brand. So now that I have my pizza assembled from bottom to top, because that's how Chicago style pizzas are done, we are going to smear the sauce on it. Well, we're going to add more sauce, of course. I know you guys didn't think that I was going to use that little bit of sauce. So now we're going to get the sauce all smeared in so that we have a nice saucy pizza. And once that is all done, we are good and ready to go. It goes in the oven at 425 degrees. You will get the time specifications in the blog post. The blog post also states a few suggestions based on how you should cook it. I actually cooked mine, and I'm going to tell you now. I cooked mine at 425 for approximately 20 minutes, and it came out a nice golden brown color, and I was very, very happy with it. So I can tell you right now that if you cook it in your oven at 425 for about 20 minutes using all of the toppings that I have here, then it will take you about 20 to 25 minutes. Now you can also pack it way bigger than I have, because with Chicago deep dish pizzas, you see I'm curling over the edges. You can normally pack it up to those edges and then just curl them over like toward the top. So that is always an option. If you fill it up, keep in mind that you may have to cook it longer, and you may have to raise it from being on the bottom rack to the top rack in mid-cooking. So that is something to keep in mind if you do decide to cook it longer. But thank you all so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this voiceover. Please leave a comment down below if you would prefer my voiceovers during recipes, or if you would just rather me insert a few notes during my cooking process, because I can do either or. I know for Christmas I do my 25 days of Christmas segments, and that's normally just written in. So if you guys enjoyed those, then let me know. And that is all, guys. I hope you enjoy making this pizza at home. It was so good that Joe and I literally forgot to take video footage of it when it came out of the oven, so you guys are stuck with these photographs, but it was delicious. If you guys haven't gotten a chance to check out my new website, we did just revamp it, so I'm very excited to share with you guys that it is live and active, and you can now place orders directly on the site. You can book me directly on the site, and you can see about all of our upcoming events directly on the site. So if you haven't been up there yet to see what's going on, please visit greenbeancreations.com. I would love to have you stop by. Please be blessed and stay stress-free. Bye-bye.